The Los Angeles Lakers were able to re-sign all their key role players from last year's playoff run, in which they surprisingly were able to get to the Western Conference Finals. So let's break down these signings. Let's start off with Austin Reeves. The Lakers have agreed to a 4-year, $56 million contract. To me, this is actually a really good deal, and this is actually what I would say is his accurate fair value on the market. I felt these other values that were being thrown out there last few days were ridiculously high for a player of Austin Reeves' caliber. I was hearing stuff like 4 years, $100 million. And to me, like that type of money is like reserved for guys who are borderline all-star players or at least close to it. Austin Reeves is not even close to it yet, but he was a very good role player during the Lakers' playoff run. I think he played a huge role in them getting to the conference finals along with several other guys. One thing I'll give Austin Reeves is that this guy is very good at getting foul calls. He's very good at getting to the free throw line. That's a underrated skill. So he has that going for himself. He's also a good spot up shooter. So his game is very complementary towards LeBron's game. The Lakers were also able to re-sign Rui Hachimura, and this deal was, let's see how much it was for. So it was for 3 years. Some say it's 51 million, some say it's 56 million, somewhere in that range. And I would say that's about right on what Hachimura gives you. So this is another good contract for the Lakers because this is not an overpay. This is just about right. So they got this signing down. I've always liked Hachimura. I actually wanted my Spurs to draft him a few years back, but they weren't fortunate enough to have the high draft pick to get him. I think he's a very good player, just a very good role player, just what he brings to you on both ends of the court. During the playoffs, his three-point shooting was ridiculous. I'm not sure if he can maintain it, but if he does, then this turns out to be even a great signing. But this is a really good signing. I think the Lakers had to keep him to have any chance of replicating their playoff success from last year. So let's go to the other signing they made, which was they were able to keep D'Angelo Russell. So I know some fans are mixed about that signing, but I thought even the D'Angelo Russell signing was a good signing. Let me see how much they paid him. 2 years, $37 million. In this market for a guy like him, I don't think it's really an overpay. You could say, I would say, to be honest, I would give him 2 years, $30 million. I think that's really his accurate value, but it's a little bit of an overpay, I would say, but it's not really bad. And it's only 2 years. So if it turns out he doesn't live up to expectations, they can easily move this contract after a year, basically, since it's expiring. So this is a good asset for the Lakers to have. D'Angelo Russell is still also young. He just turned 27 this year, so he's in the prime of his career. I know Laker fans had a falling out with him after the first round. They kind of sovereign on him, especially in the conference finals when he was terrible against the Nuggets. But I really do believe he was big in the first round against the Grizzlies. He had some big games against them, hit some big shots, and without him, I don't think they were able to pull off the upset. So this was a good signing also because they don't have enough guards in the Lakers, so they need guards. So I'll give them that. Let's see the other moves they made. So yeah, they Lakers have made some solid moves. They have added Gabe Vincent to their team. He's definitely a lot better than what they had last year at that backup spot. I think he'll come off the bench, or maybe they'll start him depending on the matchups the Lakers play. So that was a great signing. Lakers signed Cam Reddish, who I think is a solid player. So that was another good signing by the Lakers. Just he adds more depth to their team. He's a legit 6'8". So that was a good move. Let's see who else they signed according to this. They signed it's Taurean Prince. Let's see what his numbers were this year. I didn't see much of him. Yeah, Taurean Prince is a solid player. Just you look at it, 9.1 points per game, 2.4 rebounds. Man, I actually was sour on Taurean Prince when I saw you couldn't check LeBron in that play-in game, but he's a solid role player, so that's a good addition depth wise to them. So you give the Lakers credit for that pickup. Let's see the other guys they have gotten. Jackson Hayes. I've never been a fan of this guy after seeing that footage of him getting arrested last year. I've always viewed him as a clown, but hey, just for whatever they got him, I'm sure they got him for cheap. He averaged 5 points and nearly 3 rebounds off the bench for the Pelicans last year. I think he does give them some additional size. I guess he would be good for 6 fouls against Jokic whenever they match up with the Nuggets again. So I give the Lakers credit. They didn't harm themselves by making any bad signings, and they were able to keep their key players and add a little bit more depth. So we'll see if they're even better next year. It'll be interesting to see how they start off the season, to see if they can still replicate what they had last year in the playoffs. I think teams will be more prepared for them now. They're not going to be shocked, but the Lakers have a big team. Still, it all depends on LeBron's health and just how much worse is he next year, because he's declining every year, even though people don't want to admit it. His defense is terrible, and it's going to hinge on Anthony Davis's health. If he can remain healthy, just that's unpredictable. So you just don't know where the Lakers will be in the West next year. There's just so many variables in play, but if they're healthy, who knows? Maybe they have a chance to pull off some upsets again. I still don't see them winning a championship with this current team, but hey, you never know. Just that's the way I look at it.